few minutes.
Well,
Hmm?
so 25 minutes will start. Well, I need to mess around a little bit. Yeah?
Start early.
What?
Just to start
Oh,
early.
no, then we'll start. So, in a moment, I'm just going to stand about where the camera is and I'm going to move it. Okay?
Which
So
side?
probably here. I don't know, I think we'll just have to see, play it by ear
So you'll be on my right side.
and see how it goes, because we can't see the camera, so I don't know if that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Okay. And 6, so we've got 2 minutes. So I'm thinking just standing.
Standing today?
Standing, so shaking. Maybe the triple warmer with the pelvic floor
Good idea.
up onto tiptoe here. So we do,
Warming our toes and ankles.
yeah, do that maybe first to get the temperature up a little bit. And if it becomes too difficult, we just move inside. And we could, if anyone doesn't like it, we could offer them their money back. I think it's about time. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yeah, it's about time. So, I'm going to take the camera back. That's already on.
It's a beautiful day here.
Isn't it? Bit noisy.
Sorry?
Bit noisy.
It's a bit noisy.
So I can't even see I guess we can see ourselves sort of in there.
Sort of. Might need to move the mat a little more this way.
Go on then. How come you get more mat than I get?
You really like to make a fuss, don't you?
I just like to get ready. Do you think it's time? Let me have a look.
Hi and welcome.
Bria and Leanne here.
Hello.
Okay, so I think,
Welcome to
can you
Wednesday.
see us? Yeah, hello. We are in Noosa and it's just coming up to 10 degrees. So we thought it might be useful to show you ways of getting warm, if that works for you.
And we can't see the comments very well.
Oh,
so
yeah, we
might
can't
need
see
to
the
get
comments.
up a bit closer.
Hello Lisa, it's like being in WA today. So this is sort of going to be a weird one today, so please bear with us. I have to move the camera. If it gets too noisy with the traffic, let us know. And move the mat back a bit. Thank you. And we'll just move indoors. So we're here in beautiful Noosa. As I said, it's 10 degrees. And we've come here to check out the Everglades. And apparently there's only two, which is like an ecosystem, just a couple of minutes north of here. And we're on, where are we? We're on Gympie Terrace.
In Noosa. Noosaville, I think
In
it's called.
Noosaville. And a few minutes north is this amazing ecosphere. What's it called? The Everglades. So let's get us and you warm as quickly as you can.
Let's begin.
How are we going to do? I think, you know what your body does quite naturally when you're cold is shake. And it shakes because that's what you're supposed to do when you get cold. So, and in so many ways, shaking is one of the best things you can do for yourself. It's not easy to let go. And if the kids are there, they're going to be joining in.
So can I just check that our sound is okay?
Yeah, can you hear us
So
okay?
if you can hear us okay, can you let us know?
Can you let us know if you can hear us?
Because we've got a bit of background noise, traffic, but we wanted to show you this beautiful view
Yeah.
so that you've got something lovely to look at whilst warming up. So we're warming up today, yes?
We're warming up. We're just getting warm.
Let's have a look and see
Could just put a jump on.
how the sound is.
Is the sound okay? Oh, yeah, I think it's great. Thank you. All right, so shaking, get the hands going, get the arms going, shoulders, and remember your jaw. This is where sort of the tightest part of the human body is in the TMJ, in your temporomandibular joint. So see if there's nobody around and you can't be seen, then let your jaw go. Sort of, I know slack jaw is not the most attractive look in general. Actually, I'm getting quite warm.
Oh, good.
Could be the sun.
I think also slapping on the chest would stimulate the immune system. Yeah, your chest.
Oh. Whew.
This is really good to do every morning.
And over the, what are these called? I didn't
Cats.
sleep well last night. I don't travel well.
He doesn't travel well at all.
I'm a delicate freaking flower. Oh, this is really good. Slap here. And then let's go all over the head. Especially in the medulla oblongata,
So the base of the skull.
where the skull joins the neck. Okay, so we've shaked and we've slapped. I'd like you to slap a little bit further if you would. I'd like you to come under the breast, under the chest,
So the rib cage.
or the rib cage. And one of the most effective organs of the body by heat and cold, for a start, is your thyroid, which is here, which regulates the body's internal and external temperatures. Oh, didn't raise digestion again. But more importantly, you can rub here your kidneys. Now I'm wiggling my hips, but you don't need to do that. I'm just doing that to try and get into that. So we're rubbing the backs of the fists onto the kidneys.
Kidney warmer.
Yeah. That's quite nice, isn't it?
It's very
And then we're going to slap on the buttocks. Use your heels of your palms and even turn and feel, where do you need pummeling? Because,
Or even fists.
yeah, even your fists. I hope no one's looking down, just wondering what's going
I
on.
think we should get a couple of.
Yeah, a couple of people have stopped, so we might move in a minute. Then, top to the legs. I'm going to go down the front of the legs to the knees. Back up again, please. Down and outside on the ITV. Slapping up. Then inside, be careful men. All the way down to the ankles. So bend your knees. And see if you can pummel your feet. Is that possible?
Maybe
If
slap?
that's difficult, you can lift the feet up and come on them.
Oh, that feels better. Up the back of the leg. Do
I
we
feel
do
like
that?
stopping and going home now. Backs of the legs, slapping up and down. And we finish on the buttocks.
Ah, that's better.
And then we're going to get the breath going, because what cold does, and it's getting up to 11 degrees now, so it's quite cozy. What the breath does, it constricts, the whole body constricts when it's cold. So to open the breath up, can you go that way slightly, darling, so I don't hit you? We're going inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So in, out. And quite strong
So
breath.
in through the nose.
In through the nose, out through
Out
the
through the
mouth.
mouth.
Thank you, darling.
You could bend your knees slightly.
This is my anaerobics class today.
What's that comment?
That's where we met, isn't it? Aerobics. Sensational. Thank you, Ruth. Are we still going?
Oh, watch those up.
So here we're working with a number of the body's meridians, principally with the heart meridian at
You
the
don't
bottom.
have to do it this fast.
No, if you don't, you can do it
Slower.
slowly. Slowly as you like. No, just kidding. Okay, so now what? I've gone a bit blank.
Okay. Why don't we do some bouncing, but on the heels, so we get the whole.
Oh, jump, banging the heels on the floor lightly.
Yes,
That's
yes.
good.
So
So
feet
knees
are
are bent.
flat,
Well, this is.
feet about hip width apart.
Do you know what I want you to do here? I want you to tighten your pelvic floor. Because, yeah, you can work out why, right? So the knees are bent to start, and you just do. And you want, each time you come down, you want to feel that.
It's like a jarring squeeze,
It is a jarring into the spine.
and we're working with the lymphatic system. So it's opening and closing the valves of the lymphatic system. So there is a little bit of jarring as the heels come down.
It's also working with Kundalini, which is not a type of Italian pasta. It's the yoga thing. If you want to take this further, and there's nobody around, have your arms above your head,
Yes.
and you make the sound hoo. So you go hoo, hoo, hoo. If you're in company or have guests, probably don't do this. This is amazing. Oh, I'm feeling really warm.
And you can shake the arms when the sun's coming in beautifully onto this veranda. And then bring the arms down and slow it down.
Should I not have had a coffee?
I didn't think not. And then bring the heels onto the floor. Rather than just stopping, bring the heels onto the floor and slow it down gradually. You can shake out the hands and then give the legs a shake. Well done.
So I thought one of the triple warmers, so we could come from prayer position, and we're going to drop the arms, and we're going to inhale here,
bring the arms out to the side and
pull the
up.
tummy in, draw the pelvic floor in and up. So look at my hands, they're just touching. Then hands back to back, and we're going to bring them down. And as they come down past your waist, you're going to bend your knees. And as they go above the waist, you're going to come onto tiptoe, Bending the knees. Inhaling up onto tiptoe. And you maybe, if your balance is great, you could look up. Up to your hands. We're tightening the pelvic floor, keeping it tight if you possibly can. Exhaling down And I want to go through, we'll come back at the end with the wood chopper stuff,
Yes.
with the bioenergetics, but we'll prepare for it. We're going to inhale up, and you can't see my knees, I don't think, but what we're going to do, I hope you can see my knees. We're going to inhale here, bend the knees are bent, and knees straighten again. Straight. So as your arms go past the knees, does that make sense?
Yes.
So you do it.
So it's sort of a bouncing.
Do it sideways. Let me see if anyone's complaining.
The knees stay unlocked the whole time, yes?
Hey, Amanda Stowett's watching.
Oh, nice.
Hallelujah.
I think we're good to warm up feet, toes and ankles.
Well, didn't we do that one?
Yeah. Yes.
My feet are freezing.
But exactly. So come up onto the toes of one foot and circle the heel.
If you're old, I'm not looking at Amanda Stowett. If you're
I'm
old,
really not Amanda.
I would get a chair for this one.
Or a wall.
Or a wall or a railing. And I'm gonna move it. Can they see your feet? Yeah, a little bit more.
Rotating the ankle.
That's oh, that's good.
And the other foot as well. Because it might get a bit jealous.
So, hang on, what are we doing?
Resting on the toes.
And we're making the
Spread
ankle.
the toes out.
No, the heel is drawing big circles.
Yes. First one direction. And then back.
There's a crowd
In the
gathering
opposite
underneath
direction.
us. Should we throw them something? They're laughing, actually.
I think they're lining up for coffee.
My left foot won't do circles.
Interesting. So you need to do that foot more often.
My left foot's a bit clunky. My left heel is a bit clunky.
And then you could still hold on to the chair or the railing and come up onto the toes, but as you come up, spread the toes out. That's it.
Or you could do it,
You could go walking.
or you could just balance on tiptoe.
You could just balance, or you can go for a walk on the toes.
Oh, it's like that
And
time
back.
I wore stilettos. Sorry.
So let's do the opposite. Come onto the heels. And again, you can hold on to something
This is the constipated walk.
and go for a walk on the heels. Oh,
I've forgotten all this. Well done. And now the outside.
yes.
Right.
Well done.
So before we walk on the outside, I would just tilt the feet out a bit.
And maybe one foot
While
at a
you're-
time.
While you're holding on to something or someone.
Getting all those tendons
'Cause-
loose.
Yeah, we want to warn the muscles and tendons
Yes.
that you're going to be
Yes.
giving them a hard time. And then we're going to turn on the outside
Of both.
of both and walk.
And this might be the constipated look.
Now, be aware of how you're breathing here. And be aware, if you can, of how stilted a walk this is.
Good point.
And see if you can let go. I'm still on the outside heels. But see if you can let go to the extent that you can walk naturally. Like,
Well,
what would
as
you...
naturally as possible.
I know that is natural. What do you have to let go of in order to have the arms and legs moving normally, but while you've got the outside edges up?
Did we mention breathing?
Breathing.
Okay, the last one.
My favourite. Inside.
And again, start with one foot and then the other foot to roll onto the insteps.
Yeah.
Oh, so notice what that does for the knee as well. And then you could go for a silly walk.
Okay, this is also a silly walk, but see what you need to do in order to get something sort of natural.
To look somewhat normal.
Yeah,
Okay.
sort of normal. Oh, this feet stuff is so great.
It is wonderful. I love
Affects the
it.
hips, it affects the knees, the
Yes.
ankles, the lower back,
Yes.
and the neck.
So balance. All of what's needed for balance.
You know what would be great? If you held on to something.
Have we stopped walking like this?
Yeah, I think I've had enough. Had enough.
Shake out the legs.
Yeah.
Okay, what would be great?
What would be great is if you hold on to something and roll on. So what I'm doing is I'm drawing, so I'm going up onto my toes, then I'm going over to the right side, so the outside of one foot, the inside of the other foot,
Ooh,
then I'm
that's
rolling on
hard.
both heels. So I'm drawing a circle on the floor
With your heels.
with my whole feet.
Be really careful coming down to the side. Not...
Yeah, hold on to something with this one.
So you've got support.
Can we do the hip stuff while we're standing?
Yes, let's do hips.
A, it incorporates the pelvic floor, and B, it's how we used to dance in the 1980s. And C, it's good for, so all bodily movement, all strength comes from the buttocks and the pelvic floor. So sometimes the hips and the pelvis are the first things as we age or as we injure ourselves to tighten up. So when they do that and you let them, and when you stop moving them, the body sends extra calcium, so it calcifies those areas. So let's get them moving.
Yes.
Start with the knees bent. And we're going to take the hips to one side and hold and breathe.
So the shoulders are staying relatively
Shoulders.
still. And
So you
do
could do
knees.
the whole shoulder. We're not doing that. We're keeping the shoulders still.
So we're isolating hips.
And we're just taking the hips to the side. They're not pushing backwards.
Not yet.
So both knees are bent, but one knee is sort of semi-straightening as the hips move. I feel like Jane Fonda. Could you go grab her for me? So we got this side, 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 side. Whatever speed works for you. It's really up to you. So you're moving your weight. I want you not to do that. What if you don't move your weight?
Whoops.
Feel that?
Yes.
Because you're doing this
Okay.
disco.
Sorry, couldn't help myself.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Let that go and bend the knees again. Here we're going to have the tummy pulled down and the pelvic floor drawn up. And in the same way we went from side to side. Now we're tucking. No, tucking.
Forwards.
Holding. If you feel you don't really have a choice, you have to tighten the pelvic floor here. And you're breathing, aren't you? Because the hips and the movement of the hips is the main reason we stop breathing in terms of motor function. So now we're going to take it back. So I'm not suggesting you walk like this. I shouldn't have had that coffee.
Really?
So now, make sure you're alone, because we're going to keep the knees bent, we're going to tilt forward and we're going to tilt back. And your fists are probably tight because you're holding onto your pelvic floor, if you can. So this is a similar thing we do in chairs, rotating, rolling on the sitting bones. Emma's checking anyone's taking pictures behind, but I don't think so. So it's not that bad, is it? Should I do it that way?
You're
That-
fine.
Less confronting. And every now and again, hold here. Breath is the most important aspect of this. And
So it's similar to what we do in semi-supine, where we flatten.
it is
the
similar to
lower
cat-cow
back.
as well. We could do cat-cow, actually, while we're here. Knees bent. And make that same movement with the hips. So
So you're holding on to
this is where twerking came from.
above the knees.
Again, pelvic floor is really important here. I'm inhaling here and I'm exhaling here. And the whole spine is joining in. And then I'm going to straighten up and just we're isolating the pelvis, the hips, lifting. We're not thrusting. We're not thrusting. We're not doing that. We're lifting. lifting, lifting.
So we're going back to hips.
We've gone back.
I was enjoying that cat cow.
Stay there. If you're doing something you enjoy, just go with that. Don't just ignore what we're saying. So we've got this, right? And we've got this, right? So we've got forward, side, back, side.
Does bring back memories.
Forward, side, back, side. Forward, side, back, side. Forward, side. We're going to go back the other way. Back, side, forward, side. Back. So are you breathing? Are you holding
breathing
on to your pelvic floor? This will affect all areas of your life, I promise you.
So the knees stay bent?
The knees stay bent the whole time. We're not doing any of this. It's the knees stay bent and it's the...
So can we put it together as a circle?
If you hadn't interrupted me, I was going to do that. Now you just put me off.
Just circle.
Knees are bent and we're going through all those 4 places, but in a circle.
So we're smoothing that circle out.
We're making it smooth and comfortable. We're going in one direction, we're going back the other direction. If you used to be a go-go dancer, you could go in one direction and out to the side. Circle, side, circle, side. Oh, this is my day, isn't it?
Apparently.
Okay, that's the pelvis. Whoa.
Oh, I think we need to...
What about, you know what we did on the floor, taking the legs side to side and then the hips.
Yes.
So this time, we'll keep the legs sort of together, and I want you to keep the legs straight and very gently hips side to side. You're going to feel that stretch from the front of the hips down the iliotibial. And we just...
So sorry, when you take the hips side to side, are we bending that opposite knee? Is that how the hips get their mobility?
Yeah, you have to.
Yes.
I was going to say that.
I'm just checking.
And you want to retire. You're going to leave me. Excuse me, everyone.
I have a full-time job.
I'm Marie. Hey, excuse me, everyone. Uma wants to stop. What do you think? She says she's too busy. Do you think you'd cope with me?
I didn't say stop, actually.
Oh.
Let's not take
Go
it
ahead.
that far.
Roadworks. Anyway, what we're doing, this one. Remember we did that sitting on the, lying on the floor last time? What I want you to do is bring your arms out wide, feet quite wide, and it's as if somebody holds your hip and pulls this arm, then back to centre, and then the other way. Not easy.
So the arms stay parallel.
Lifting up and
Over.
the arms stay parallel to the floor.
Oh, and then an extra,
Who can I shout at?
as though someone's pulling you
I
that little
reckon-
bit extra on the side.
Yeah. That's nice, isn't it? I want to do a long meditation today.
Right.
Okay. Drop the shoulders out a few times. It's 12 degrees and I'm feeling quite cozy. How are you?
Yeah, all warm. The sun is
Well-
glorious.
What about knees? How can we work with the...
So we could hold on to them and circle them.
No.
So bring the feet together.
Have you got your weight on your knees? And
No.
the hands are just above the knees, right?
I'm sort of hugging the kneecaps and guiding them around in circles. So there's no weight on my hands.
Should we move everything indoors?
I think so.
Hey, do you mind if we move? Because they're doing roadworks right next door.
You could keep circling the knees here and take it down as deep as feels appropriate for you, or you can keep the circles small or take them quite deep as we come inside.
Oh, yeah. That's better. Sorry about that. So we've done the knees, set in the knees. And do you get a sense of that movement we did earlier on the feet circles on the floor? Then you're going through that again here. Do you feel that?
Yes.
I might move this across so you've got better lighting.
Excuse the noise.
That's not me, I promise. This is the wonders of live yoga. Okay, that's great. Oh, it's quite warm here. So we stay standing, I think. I'll move a little bit further
A
back.
little bit further back.
Okay. Do something, Uma. Do something.
Okay, so shaking out the hands, so you want to shake something off the hands. And then draw the shoulders up to the ears. Take a breath in. When you're ready to breathe out, let the shoulders drop.
Mine is stuck. Why don't we do the circling? So with the shoulders, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down, pelvic floor tight, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, and we're going to go back the other way. Back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down, forward, down. And then we're going to circle. Have you noticed we're sort of doing the same thing? We're going digitally into each place and then we're going into circles. So we expand that. Bring your hands onto your shoulders now and start to draw tiny circles with your elbows in the air. Go slowly, particularly you, Mahinda. And Mahinda, Mahinda's got a frozen shoulder, and so for frozen shoulder, what I would do is I would get the hand in this position and draw tiny figure eights up to the point where you can feel it in the bursa of the shoulder. You don't push into the pain, but you go up to it again and again with this figure eight, and you can do a figure eight the other way. Does that make sense? And that's the best way to get a maximum range of motion through there.
Music could be a bit loud because it's right near the mic now.
Take it away.
And then the same with the other arm if you were doing one arm.
Figure eights.
I quite like having the other arm to guide, like you would.
Yeah, it makes no difference in the efficiency.
Exactly.
And you can give
you can have support.
Guide it and then see if it does it without the guidance.
Oh, nice. Oh, it's warm in here.
And then one arm forward, but both elbows forward. One arm's going up, the other one's going down. Do you get that a few times? Now, follow me very slowly if you can. They pass each other and then they keep going out in their own circles. Oh my God, this is so good.
One side might feel a bit clunky, or both sides might.
Do you mean one side of yours feels clunky?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. Well, you need to work on that one a little bit more. Work on your clunkiness. That would be a good title, wouldn't it? Someone who doesn't do yoga, your clunkiness.
Work on your clunkiness. Release your clunkiness.
Oh, what about this one for the rhomboids? From here, we're taking one elbow forward and slightly in the opposite direction.
So you've got the feet a bit wider apart.
My feet are wide apart. That's really because the camera just fell sideways.
Oh.
Well, that's because the mic is too tight.
Shall I bring the mic back? Yes. And you could even go to the side here, so turning around to look to your right or to your left. Elbows stay about shoulder height and across to the other side. So let the hips become involved as well, but you can even hold on to the hips. That's better. Some twists.
Before we go there,
We've already gone there.
have we done this?
No.
This.
Some slapping.
Slap. Slowly, as you like.
This is so nice. You
So-
move over the shoulder.
You look over the shoulder the way you're going. If it's easy, you could slap harder or you could go faster. You could keep your head forward and that opens up
So
through
many
your
options.
thoracic spine. You could go faster.
You're going to go faster, aren't you? And really allow those hands to come down, and that slapping is part of this movement.
It is. Not too hot.
It's very warm in here.
I think it's just us. Hang on, we did that one. I want to do we haven't done any side bends. So the feet apart.
Yes.
I'm gonna slide just a little way. Now notice there's a tendency to lean forward here. Don't do that. We're not trying to get anywhere. We're just experimenting. Can you draw the pelvic floor in and up here? Can you breathe somehow? You're reaching down, but you're not trying to get anywhere. You just sort of, it's almost like a lot of what we do. It's almost like you're warning your body. I'm going to get you to do something unusual soon. And so your body's ready to do that. So we'll take this a little bit further, arms out to either side. Breathe in through the center. I'm just going to tilt slightly.
So one arm comes up, the other one down.
If this is too intense for you, you could do the same sort of thing, supporting yourself on your leg. Inhale, exhale, pelvic floor, did I mention that? And if you've got no neck issues, you want to sort of look up.
So you can rest that hand on the leg there on the side. In order to stabilise, you kick the hips forward. So the hips are not turning. There's a tendency to want to turn the hips.
Are you talking to me? My hips are not turning.
No, I'm not talking to you.
Okay, they just want it to be known that my hips were not turning.
So are you taking the hand up towards the ceiling, or
Yeah.
are you going over to the side now?
Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? So this up to the ceiling. Oh yeah, side opens up the
Yes.
thoracic
Just
cavity
takes it
a lot
little
better.
bit further
Right.
down the side body,
Yeah.
into the intercostals.
My endo won't be able to do this though. That's what I was thinking of.
So that's why we have lots of variations, and it's important to listen to your body
Oh yeah.
and do whatever works best for you.
I want to do a longer meditation, and look, the camera's sort of falling over to one side.
Yes.
I want to do a longer meditation. So to finish, I want to do the wood chopper thing. So this is something you either ignore. I don't know if we've got enough space. You either don't do this, or if it feels good, you can do it as long as you like.
Let's start off slow.
We'll start off very slow. Feet apart, please. You plant your feet and you bend your knees. You make this mudra, this shape, with your hands, if you would. And it's on, yes. And we're going to, so knees are slightly bent. Do you remember that, what we did earlier? This.
So the knees bend,
The knees bend and the knees straight, the knees bend and the knees straight. We're going to do something similar. This is called wood chopper for obvious reasons. I reckon the music's too loud.
It is a bit.
I'll just throw it outside.
So keep the knees bent, pelvic floor.
Why don't you do a
upwards,
couple of
inwards.
slow motion?
Breathing in, and as you breathe out through the mouth and make a sound, the hands come down, let the head drop, and the hands actually point between the legs. And we inhale back up, and a real
It's as if you're chopping wood, isn't it?
it is. That's why it's called chopping wood.
And if we were natural beings, if we would just let our bodies do whatever they do, then as you made that chop, you actually would make a sound which is very sort of Neanderthal, and it's hoo. Does that make sense? So we are doing. You do it at your speed. So I'm going to do it slowly a couple of times. I'm going to bend the knees, and when I'm all the way down, I'm going to straighten the knees. But you don't have to do that. I'm bending them to come back up.
Pull the pelvic floor
And I'm
up,
straightening
tummy
them
in,
to arch back. Bending,
breathing out.
straightening. Inhale. Okay, we're gonna.
That could be confusing to straighten whilst down there, so you don't have to.
You don't have to straighten it down.
Especially as we speed it up.
I do. So we'll do it at the speed. We'll start slowly and we'll gradually get faster. You stop whenever you need to. Big breath, pelvic floor. Big breath in.
Keep the knees bent.
And up and up and up and up and up and up and a little bit faster and up 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 and up. I'm done.
One more.
Are you kidding me?
Okay. Now warm. Yes, you're very warm.
I think that's enough for today. So I'd like to do another NLP, neuro-linguistic programming meditation that I wrote. And with this one, you just listen. You don't really have to do anything else. So get yourself comfortable. Have your eyes closed. I might put the open up that and put the river on while I'm talking.
That sounds like a very nice.
It's better than looking at me, right?
I might get that ready. As long as it's not too noisy.
Oh, we won't open it with this lid.
Oh.
Sorry about the noise. Okay. So I'll take a few moments, if you would, to gather yourself after all that warming up we did. My goodness. Just going to check whether I'm still on. Oh no, enough to see it. Hey Trevor, Ruth. Okay, so as you can either watch the river go by, or you can get yourself comfortable and just listen. I'm going to talk a little bit about you, your favourite subject. So first of all, be aware of your breath. Let's breathe in through the nose for a count of 4. Hold your breath for a count of 4. Breathe out through the mouth like a mirror fogging breath. So in for 4, hold for 4, and out for 4. So we're just making gentle changes to the oxygen ratios of your blood, chemical composition. Be gentle with yourself, just do what feels comfortable and let it all go. Let your breath flow. And for the meditation today here, you don't need to make any effort at all. You can simply let go of all effort and relax. And some of you will be able to sense the beat of your heart or your pulse. And as you continue to breathe, simply allow yourself to be absorbed in what's happening for you, your own experience in the room you're in. Your own awareness, messages from your own body. So my voice is with you, but you can tune in and out as you become more and more absorbed with your own body, with what's happening in your body. And you can try counting each breath backwards from 9. And you know it's fine if you lose your place, it really doesn't matter. You just start again from 9. And if you get to 1, you go back to 9. And you can notice And this is important. You can notice, you don't notice when you lose your place, when you drift off. As long as that part of your mind is active, it's fine that it counts. And when it doesn't count, that's fine as well. Because no effort here, just letting go. Breathing. And of course, you can move your body at any time you need to, in order to make those adjustments that just make you more and more comfortable. You don't even have to think about it. You simply allow. You allow your focus to drop deeper within and deeper, no matter what sounds are around. Simply allow them to be. And as you relax and breathe and let disturbances simply be, you can hear my voice in different ways. You can tune in and you can tune out, as I say. You don't really need to listen consciously, because your unconscious will hear whatever you need to hear as you simply let go, relax. I don't know if you're hearing the music or sounds from in the room where you are, the sounds of my voice. As you also stay aware of the sensations from your own body, the temperature of your skin, where your weight presses in, sounds around, and the gentle lightness of letting go, allowing everything for now to be as it is, because you know how to let go. You do it every night, right? You can remember. You know how the pillow feels when you're about to fall asleep. And now, as you hear these words, you can become aware of the whole of your body there. From the tips of your toes, all the way to the top of your head, to the crown, and from there down to the forehead and the muscles of your face and jaw and neck, shoulders letting go, arms flow with breath and movement, hands relaxing by themselves. Every one of your muscles down past the chest, feeling your tummy relaxing over and over as you breathe, down into your hips and pelvis, into your thighs, legs and knees, ankles, feet and toes. And as you relax more and more, the possibility of peace, of stillness becomes somehow more possible and spreads through your whole self as your breathing carries on by itself, as your mind carries on thinking by itself. So just releasing tension today from your body, from your breath, from your mind, so that you begin to find how every single manifestation of tension can in fact be an invitation to relax, to let go, to take a breath and establish new habits that move you from stress to comfort every time you bring your awareness there. And whatever mental or physical tension you may have had, you recognize it as an opportunity to pause, to breathe, slow and deep, to take a moment, to take the time to appreciate the moment to release your grip on worries and concerns and sounds around. Just allow you to go deeper somehow. Spreading a feeling of comfort all the way through your body and through your life, so you feel the reassurance of the knowledge that you can find this internal stillness inside you, inside yourself. It's always here. Before you started meditation, it was here. So that when you, in the future, experience stress, you expand your attention to include your whole body and that place inside where stillness resides, always, noticed or unnoticed, underneath the tension. You can feel the stillness inside yourself like a blanket all over you of relaxation, stillness, and peace. So that no matter what storms may abound, what disturbances are outside of yourself, there's always that place within, the center of the cyclone, the inner peace. So take note of how you feel right now. Take a breath and take a moment to make a resolution for yourself, that something simple and positive. Maybe I will take 3 conscious breaths today, and repeat it to yourself 3 times. And find your natural breath again. And with good grace, come back slowly into the room. Move toes and fingers and do whatever you do that you need to do, that brings you back into the room, into this moment, stretching, yawning. And if you're lying on your back, make sure you roll onto your side before coming back up to sitting.
That was so nice.
So, thank you. Come on. Don't be taller than me, get down there.
Thank you for your company today.
We're going kayaking today, so I hope you have a relaxing and beautiful day. Sounds like they're knocking the hotel down, but thank you for joining us.
Time to let you go.
Leave us a hello and thank you for your time. We'll be back on Friday.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, nice to
Noosa.
see. Nice to see so many of you again. Bye bye.
Have a beautiful day.
Finish.